Frames? Is it those guys' attack that's the problem? Echo's Lament. Free Roam Liberation Alliance was going to cross the Great Desert peacefully and build a settlement at the rally point. We cannot trust Oracle, who imprisons us in the cradle, suppresses any voice of reason, and is hatching a mysterious plot using Nightibas. We swear on our fallen comrades that we have been holding fast the non-violence. However, we have come to a conclusion that we cannot withstand the city anymore. All we can do is flee the city and hope the best. But as we fled the city, they struck us from the shadow. In the darkness, masked by the sandstorm, they chased after us. In the end, we are all scattered apart. I wish this was just a bad dream, a nightmare. I ran like a maniac, holding a container of our funds and supplies, and the evidence of Oracle and the Royal Guard's monstrosity in our hands.
This person.
Did the Sentinels actually just chase them down in the Great Desert?
A lot of it. There's a reason Zion makes a point of banishing its criminals.
Still, something is strange about this. Who or what could have done this?
Probably a Natiba. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Guess it doesn't really matter either way.
That's true, but in any case...
Yeah, I guess Adam is not entirely sure either what the Sentinels are up to at this point.
Search the area.
Or maybe he has acknowledged the fact that the Sentinels like to lay down some arbitrary law as well. Because of their own personal opinions, I guess. Maybe their own united opinions of what they have to do in order to make sure that Zion keeps being a safe place. Truth of the Cradle, we, the Freedom Liberation Alliance, have acquired decisive evidence about the Royal Guard's atrocity. They are using every possible means to imprison people in the Cradle and brand those who resist as traitors and burst them. They hide behind the excuse that we are running out of energy, imprison those who resist or complain in coffins, and eventually will take over Zion. Should this truth be revealed, Oracle and the Royal Guard's tyranny will end for the strength of the United Citizens. Right, here's the thing. The city of Zion, every time we bring a new hyperdrive there, more of the citizens wake up and more of Zion just lights up. Like all of the street signs and the energy production inside the city starts to function more and more normally. The more hypercells we have brought to the hyperdrive. So I think literally just that act alone counters this entire thesis, you know, from these anti-colony radicals about Oracle hitching his plan of subduing the denizens by using the Nightibas to terrify them. And the Cradle, of course, not being a safe place, that they are somehow forcing the citizens that are unruly and that have radical opinions about what city of Zion and what their leadership should be doing with the city. Like, that is also just a conspiracy, because we already know that from having played the game like that many times, that Oracle is definitely not Oracle is definitely...
I expected as much.
Okay, why does Adam always say this line here? Yeah. Like, we know the reason as to why Oracle requires those Nightibas. Like, he requires the Nightibas blood in order to, sustain his state. That's likely what it is, That's all that part is. And when it comes to the presence chamber as well as the cradle, I mean, that literally is just for the energy preservation. But of course, when you are in the not knowing and you have to listen to like a governmental like you have to listen to like a governmental like party or official or a governmental figure in order to do something that is supposedly good for your entire city or your entire like society that you exist in. You have to just listen to some like higher up power that is not exactly always explained that well as to what it is, but it's kind of like it's a forced initiative in a way that is strongly encouraged. Like in the real world, for example, like when COVID was a thing, you know, the vaccinations, for example, you know, they weren't forced necessarily, I think, but they were very strongly like encouraged, you know, depending where you live, you know. So that would be like a good example of this, but just like the same reasoning as to why you would have to do something like that, but also, you know, it's the transparency that is required in this kind of thing, you know. But back to the game anyway. Oracle, it's not that Oracle and his, you know, Sentinels are not exactly like transparent as to what they are doing. They are very transparent as to what they are doing, but it's just nobody can prove in the city of Zion besides Sentinels, Oracle himself, as well as Adam. Like all of those people are able to, like, because they are in the know-how, like they understand as to how the presence chamber works, as at least to some extent. They understand as to what Oracle's like the personal link to his to the surface is. Like they understand these inner workings enough that they can like constructively like deduce reasoning as to why, you know, they require energy savings inside of the city. But all of the, you know, lower people, like the normal citizens and, you know, citizens of Zion, like all of these people, they are not gonna understand as to how this works, of course. So of course there's gonna be a lot of skepticism, and these like anti-radicals who already didn't like living inside a colony, like they have even stronger reasons to like oppose the governmental figures, because they have even more reasons that they can come up with to incite civil unrest and conflict among the citizens that are like on the fence of which party to believe, you know. The side with the colony radicals, if they are more correct, or side with the, you know, governmental figure that seems to be, you know, looking out for you for most part, but you don't know the inner workings of it well enough where you feel like you can factually fully trust either of the parties, you know. Kind of like that. No one can hide the truth anymore. Though my comrades, who were after the truth, suffered mysterious deaths we won't stop. Royal guards are transporting Naitiba blood through the Great Desert. They claim it strictly for research purposes. We have obtained multiple pieces of evidence that there are living Naitibas under the city of Zion. The cradle blood Naitibas. What is the truth behind all this? The guards are hunting us down, they call us traitors. They mean to track us down the end of the world. Until the truth is out, we will protect the evidence we collected with our lives. A united people cannot be defeated.
These people risked their lives for this.
Yeah, Adam is also incredibly like non-collant during this quest.
Whatever they were thinking, not everything is black and white. It's all open
Besides
to
this line.
interpretation.
Well,
This is the only line in this entire quest where Adam does not
Hey,
feel like
we're heading back.
he has
Why don't we
taken a
visit
very
that
strong,
restaurant
like
together?
negative or positive standing
It's
towards
possible
this
we
quest in
could
some
have
way.
missed something.
Like at the very start, he's extremely like, he has such a strong like distaste, or distaste, yeah, did I say that? Yeah. Against these anti-colony like radicals, particularly the ones that actually incite, like strongly incite this like, you know, raise up the arms and like oppose Oracle, like even via physical means. But like even in the Echo's Lament, like Memoristic, like they write how they have so far like been abstinent from physical violence, but it's not that they aren't doing it because they don't want to do it. They are doing it because they feel like the consequences from it are so severe, especially when and if they would, you know, lose their uprising, I guess we could say, that they are not willing to take the risk. They would rather just leave Zion, you know.